So another idea I was thinking about is that idea of decluttering. You know, Marie Kondo made that popular a few years ago, but I want to look at it in terms of painting, in terms of making art, because, you know, the whole idea of decluttering a scene is the idea of sort of getting to the essence of it and getting to an image so that we have a quiet, clear perception of its foundation. And so it's like cleaning out an attic where you say, oh yeah, I'll do it someday. Sometimes when you get a photo and you start putting the pieces in, you get strangely attached to, just like to the stuff in our attic. We don't throw it out now. We're strangely attached to it and we put it in the scene. And once you get it in, it's a lot harder to get it back out. And so pretty central to everything we've been working on is the idea that if it's not helping your painting, it's hurting it. And so the Buddhists talk about this thing, the 10,000 things. Now, I'm not a Buddhist. I don't know much about it, but they have some great expressions. And what it means is that we have a quiet inner core. We all have that. That's like our foundation. And then there's the world. And we each have a different 10,000 things. I mean, one person living here is going to have a different, each one of us. They're just saying, it's just the 10,000 things. I mean, you've got your 10,000, that person's got their, everybody's got 10,000 things that are just impinging on them all the time. And the thing is, it doesn't really matter what they are. We each just have our own. But that thick clutter of stuff in our head, in our lives, that's sort of the burden that they would talk about of our mental clutter. And of course, we bring all that when we come to paint. I mean, it doesn't just disappear when you decide to pick up a paintbrush. And so we want as much as possible to strip that stuff out. And unlike, say, I don't know, the day-to-day stuff of the 10,000 things, you can slow down and decide, okay, I'm going to do this. You can quiet down and remove some of those 10,000 things and think more quietly about what are you going to strip out of this image visually. And you want to be led by vision. I mean, in the sense of a right brain, ooh, that's it. Because the root of vision is to know, like, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. So to find the essence of a scene, whether it's a still life or a landscape, whatever it is, it gets back to that idea of design over subject. Or we might say less subject, more artist, that idea we were talking about. And that vision is led by our resonance with something out there in the world. For whatever reason, it goes off. I feel that. And so the resonance is what connects our being, that quiet internal piece of us, with something in the world. And we could say, in fact, we are in the resonance business. And it's the resonance between you and the world, the resonance between you and your canvas, and when you're finished, the resonance between your canvas and the viewer. So this whole thing is you are connecting your being to this activity. And so when we're looking for the essence of a scene, the foundation of when we're looking for what something's essential in a scene, the essence, essential is the same root, it all comes back to the root of S, meaning being. What is the foundational being of this scene? And we each are going to have our own take on it, right? We each have our own interest. I was going to take a whole series of photographs, maybe I'll show it to you next time, of some New Yorker covers from the past 6 months. And you just realize, I don't know, they all have all those illustrators have such different ways and takes on the world, but they're all just little tiny, beautiful little moments that they take on it. And so it just really comes back to the simplicity of our own perception. And there's a famous jazz bassist and composer, Charles Mingus. I wanted to read a quote by him because it's great. He says, "Making the simple complicated is commonplace. Making the complicated simple, awesomely simple, that's creativity." That quote is so good, I'm going to read it again because it's like, blew my mind when I wrote it. Making the simple complicated is commonplace. Making the complicated simple, awesomely simple, that's creativity. That was Charles Mingus. Be sure to sign up for my 4 themed videos each month for free. This month, painting sunlight. Next month, learning to see. And when you sign up, you'll also receive the 20-minute video, again for free, 4 foundational principles to dramatically improve your painting. Go to ianroberts.com to sign up.